And now, introducing the new SneakyG Man store on SD. All you got to do, go on to SD, type in SneakyG Man store, and you could get your very own Are You My Malacca shirt, Samsung cell phone case, or just a cap or a beanie. Let's go Giants. Ow. Hey guys, I appreciate you wanting to enjoy the show. First, I got to give a couple shout outs. First off, I want to give a shout out to dresscomfy.com. She has the latest and greatest for SneakyG Man merch. So please, check it out, dresscomfy.com. Also want to give a shout out to 3 a.m. Water Hydration for the go-getters. Natural spring water. Go get it. Now let's go do the damn thing. Before we do the damn thing, I got to give a shout out to George's Trophies, aka Sergeant M replica trophies. Guys, Father's Day coming up soon. This is the perfect gift. Matter of fact, this is the perfect gift for any occasion. I mean, who wouldn't want a replica Super Bowl trophy of their team? The team that got the ultimate prize, the Lombardi Trophy. So when you get a chance, go to his Facebook page, George's Trophies, a.k.a. Sergeant M's Replica Trophies. Now, we gonna do the damn thing.
I'm here with Monty Tuma. Monty Tuma, tell them about them Giants, man. What podcast should you watch? You should watch SneakyG.
I know I'm kind of good, but what do you think about SneakyG, man? That boy, man.
You're listening to Make It Count, the SneakyG podcast on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go, Giants. Ow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG. Man, what's up, guys? How are we doing? I don't even know. I don't. Well, I know we're gonna have a good show tonight. I know that because the people in the backstage, they were starting. I mean, before it even got started, I had to, simmer down now, simmer down now, Oh man, before I let everybody on, before we start talking, I just want to get something off my chest right now. For years now, I've been saying, as a broken record, we could only come up from here. But what I should be saying is that I don't even think we hit rock bottom yet. And I'm a positive fan. I try and find the good in everything. I piss people off because every year I say we're going 17-0. Every year I say we're gonna I do just enough not to sound like a delusional Dallas Cowboy fan. I do just enough to say, this is, this is our year. I that's the one thing I don't say. Just enough. And it's hard for me to defend players when given opportunities, they don't take advantage of it. I mean, it's frustrating. Look, before I bring everybody on, I'm a Hyatt fan. I've been defending the guy, and it's one of those things. Help me, help you. I'm a Dable fan. Help me, help you. I like Joe Shane. Help me, help you. I feel like every time we get the lead, matter of fact, when we got that 1-point lead in the game, somebody asked me on TikTok, "Are you comfortable?" What? What kind of asinine question is that? Years ago, and I did a TikTok about this, and I have it still on my drafts. I do get people asking me, why am I a Giants fan? Like, what is it that makes me a Giants fan? And I could just go back and think back in 2001 when I met, was it Carthon, I think his name is? Forgive me if I say his name wrong. He was part of the 1990 Super Bowl team. Drew, help me out with that. Is it Mark Carthon? I'll bring it up in a sec. He handed me his 1990 Super Bowl ring. I got to put it on. And I thought, I mean, you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. I met Tiki Barber. We squashed our beef. Well, my beef with him. You couldn't tell me nothing. I met Lawrence Taylor. Leonard Marshall. Banks. You couldn't tell me nothing. So those are the reasons why I'm a Giants fan. Those are the same reasons, because of the people that played before today, that set the example, that set the expectations. That is why I'm a fan today. And I'm just going to be honest and say that the people that are there now, the people that are coaching, making decisions, playing, they're not setting that same example. You could say I'm spoiled as a fan. Behind me, I got 4 Lombardi trophies. I paid with my own money. The Giants didn't give it to me. And I'm looking forward to the day that I got to sell myself to get the 5th one, because they ain't cheap. And I will do it. I will purchase that without even hesitation. Hey, guys, look, $20 is $20, okay? Before you judge. But back to this week. God, that running game looked great. Winston looked good. Defense. Winston looked good. And then, yeah. I don't even know I don't even know how to put it in perspective. I don't. But I said my piece. And I think of, okay, I know we're going to talk about something, and I'm just going to come out and say it before I let everybody on. I know everybody is kind of trying to understand the justification of the fact that ownership is holding on to Joe Shane. Like I said, I'm a fan of Joe Shane. Very approachable. We spoke on numerous occasions. And I have to separate the business from personal. I get that. I do. But what I'm worried about, and I mean this, what I'm worried about is what coach, two things are going to happen. Two things, and I'm going to call it right now. Two things are going to happen. Joe is either going to get extended or let go. Let's not forget what happened in Jacksonville. They let the head coach go. They were looking for some head coaches. No head coach wanted to be with the GM. No head coach wanted to work side by side with the GM. Now, Shane is on a one-year deal. Why would a coach take a one-year deal? I would not be surprised if one of two things happen. Shane gets extended, therefore he can find his coach, or nobody wants to work with Shane and he gets let go, and the Giants move on. That's just kind of in my mind right now. Because if I'm a head coach, or if I'm a potential, because right now, from what my understanding is, they don't want to get they want to get a coach with experience. But why is a head coach going to move his family for a one-year deal? That's my question. And for that, I'm going to open up to the panel.
Is everything all right? Yes, the family thing, nothing to do about it now.
I'm going to try and get everybody on here. All right.
What's up, fam?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Fam?
What's up, everybody?
Oh, did I miss walkthroughs?
Calm down now, Bill Carter.
Oh, yeah, I see what you did there. All right. Well played, Drew.
That's crazy. That is wild.
Well played. So, guys, I mean, I'm gonna open the floor with this. What head coach is going to take a one-year deal?
None. It's not going to happen. It's exactly what you said.
No respected head coach will.
It'll never happen though. This is
Ben
obviously
McAdoo.
a non-talking point. They're going to either go ahead and
Even Keith Sweat would say nobody.
they're going to extend Shane to let him go. That's all there is to it. There's no end or if or buts about it. There's no other option.
Nope.
No, they got options, and the option is to extend him. But
but that's what they're going to do. Trust me on that. You're right. They're going to do that. That's what it is. They're going to either extend him if they find a head coach they like that will work with them, or they'll let him go so they can get the coach they want.
Yep.
H-Town, what's up? Ownership has to strike gold with the coaching staff, nothing less. They're not going to leave it up to owner. They're not going to leave it up to ownership. They're going to give it to
Chris Mara is going to make the decision. Actually,
Yeah, he's making the decision.
Chris Mara.
Yeah, Chris Mara's making the decision. Joe Shane is not.
Hell no, there's too many yes peoples in that crowd, man.
No word yet if Kate Mara's involved because that's when I get interested.
Wait,
that'd be an exclusive. Word up.
I'm just gonna say I'll interview for the position all of a sudden.
$5.99 a month.
Honestly, Drew as head coach, I don't hate it.
It can't be worse at this point. It can't.
I mean, dude, you couldn't be worse than Brian Daboll, that's for sure.
I would have definitely fired Shane Bowen by now. That's for damn sure.
I would have fired Shane.
I mean, you would have fired him on Monday, right?
I would have fired him.
I fired him 4 weeks ago, but
I was gonna say I would have fired him. I would have fired him right after the Denver game.
Games. They want to lose games.
I'd have been like, hey,
So what you saying? Tankathon begin on after Sunday?
tank for who?
Yeah,
right. Like,
we don't need the tank.
I'm anti-tank. I'm gonna be honest. Look, you play to win the game. Bottom line, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. We gotta win the game.
True.
You get paid millions. And you know what? And I'm gonna hold John Mara to his word. He said if I get a notion that coaching staff is tanking, I'm gonna fire everybody.
Yeah, that worked well last year.
Well, I mean, look, the bottom line, John Mara did take responsibility for his decision for keeping on Dable and Shane. Okay. So, meaning Joe Shane, not Shane Bowen. And I can only take him at that. I can only take him for his word.
Yeah, hire Eli Shane.
And I think I just, before we get into it, I want to talk about Hyatt. And I'm not going to bounce around, but I don't want to put 100% blame on him. Although I know a lot of people are done with Hyatt. I think it's a combination because I was holding back. I was waiting for this moment, and I'm going to say this: if we're going to blame coaching on 99% of everything, then I think coaching should at least be 50% of Hyatt and his mishap at the end of the game this season. Now, I'll say this too. I know Jameis was trying to get Hyatt the ball. I know he was because he threw a deep ball, double coverage, right? And I understood what Jameis was trying to do. And you're supposed to run every route as though it's your last. Granted, he didn't do it this time. Hyatt did not do it this time. And it cost us the game. Hyatt did take ownership over it. But now as a fan, it's like, you just like, come on, man. Anybody?
Put his ass in the trash bag. It's over.
Get him gone.
There's no way that Jameson threw that ball with anticipation. All he had to do was run that cross route in front of the safety's face and turn around, and the ball would have been right there in his hands. There's no explanation or no excuse on why he didn't do that. How you just gonna sell that whole damn play? Throw his ass in the dumpster.
Look, and you know what? I can't even TP as much as I want to debate it. I can't debate what you're saying right now. You're speaking facts.
Yeah.
You can't coach effort. You are 100% right. I have no more. He said, I have no more patience for Jalen Hyatt.
He's right.
Yeah.
Maybe his family can get him a job as like a bellhop next year.
Him and Banks, get them all gone.
Yeah.
The ones that don't want to be here, that don't want to give effort, they don't need to be on this team.
Here Sneaky goes with his
word soup.
Hey, is it? Wait, hold on. Here Sneaky goes with his red soup. Is it the red or the white? No, I'm kidding. If y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, as much as I want to defend Hyatt, I can't. It's like, I can, but like TP said, word soup. It's just so frustrating. It's frustrating, and it's getting old. And guys, I'm tired. I'm tired.
So is Abdul Carter.
Apparently.
Wow.
And I want to say this about Abdul Carter. I don't know, and I didn't see his post interview. I don't know who leaked or if it was him that said it, but I think that's something that could stay in house. I think that's something that we as the public didn't need to know about. And I'm going to give Tiki a shout out because I heard, there was a little clip of what WFAN said.
Oh, Tiki went all.
Well, Tiki went off on
He
Jalen.
went all in.
He went all in
Hyatt,
but he also went all in on Carter. But at the end of his comment, and I'm going to summarize it because I can't go word for word what he said. It made sense. He said it doesn't matter. Did he get arrested? Did he break the law? It's in-house. It happened. Don't defend your actions. Don't argue with the coach. It happened. Just move on from it.
Yeah. I heard he almost got arrested for vagrancy, though, falling asleep at the bench.
Say what?
Vagrancy.
Oh my God!
Really?
You are not going to let him up off the mat, are you, Drew?
I'm not.
So, H-Sound says, what do you expect from a player that doesn't get enough reps? Hyatt.
I expect him to run the route.
Hold on. Hyatt is used to underperforming. He doesn't have the expectation and sense of urgency with this organization. I hear that. And then TP says Tiki's the GOAT. Yes, he is. Obviously. Carter is a rookie that thinks he plays as a number 3 pick. Thinks he played as a number 3
as
pick.
a number 3 pick, but in reality, he hasn't earned anything. In reality, whether it's poor coaching or just bad work ethic and bad habits from the player.
I will say this. I do like the fact that Kafka did hold him accountable. I do like
good.
Yep. So overall, let's talk about some positives, if that's possible. And I know the ultimate positive is winning the damn game, and that's something we didn't do.
We're not going to do.
Obviously.
For the rest of the season.
Here we go. Okay.
We are not going to win a football game with Shane Bowen as our defensive coordinator. When is somebody going to say it? When's somebody going to say it out loud?
Well, we're not going to win a game.
You know what?
I said it before the show.
Yeah, we're not. This football team.
Wait. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Let me get my close up real quick. Daryl, I want you to hear me when I say this. They are not going to fire Shane Bowen mid-season. Go.
Yeah.
All bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
All bullshit. Drew got me come to my senses, but his ass better be gone week 17, week 18.
After that Dallas game, that's it.
That man should have been gone week 3.
So TP.
Honestly,
TP.
TP, what up, dog?
TP, tell him,
TP. Hold on. TP. Is it the red or the white?
The white.
Okay, look, listen, TP. Look. And I want your help with something. All right, I'm gonna ask you for assistance. I want you to basically, how do you break down? How do you separate personal and business? Okay. Now, I want to ask you this, right? And I mean this. We all have love for Tiki, right? And we have a found appreciation for Tiki Barber. Okay. And at one time, Tiki did have a fumbling issue. Okay. But it got corrected, and he went off to finish his career, in our opinion. I'm going to speak for everybody, in a Hall of Fame-like career. But if that were to happen, and I don't mean it as a but, like I'm negating what I said in the past few minutes ago. If he was going through that, even though you got love for the guy, what would you do as TP the Way? Separate business from personal.
Yeah, I mean Tiki. I mean y'all already know Tiki's my favorite New York Giant. But even in that time, I was a lot younger, and I was very frustrated with Tiki. During that time, even then. But I will say, Tiki gave us a lot more than
Oh yeah.
pretty much anybody else is giving us. And I feel like that is the thing. I feel like if you're going to struggle in the area, at least give us something. At least combat it with something that, you know, kind of gives me an argument. But that's not the case when it comes to the Hyatts of the world, the Okerekes of the world, the so forth and so on, Abduls of the world. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really good at separating personal and business. That's something I'm working on. It's hard to do that as a fan, but in the same breath and time, you know, there's a standard that I do have set for this team. And as we all know, I hold everybody, even my favorites, to that standard.
Yeah, it's tough for me because even when Phil Simms got hurt and Hostetler took over, and they were kind of going back and forth, Jeff Hostetler, Phil Simms, before the end of the 93 season, before they waived Phil Simms. I would always root for my guy. Even if he had a 2 interception day, I always had that he'll come back from this. He'll shot, we'll win the, come back from behind or whatever the case may be. And you're right about Tiki Barber. You're right that he gave us a lot to hang our hat on. But look, we're talking about the all-time leading rusher of the New York Football Giants. And the fact that, Hyatt, I mean, he's what, giving us what, maybe 8 first downs, if that?
I don't think it's that many.
16 for his career.
16 first downs. So,
in what?
God,
16 first downs or 16 catches?
He
that's
had
16
11
catches?
of the rookie year.
Wow. Danny, I see.
People forget his rookie year. His rookie year was, some type of impressive. It was enough to say, okay, maybe he is the guy that we could, count on in the future, at least as his rookie year is concerned. But we ain't seen nothing since then.
I mean, look, just to sort of piggyback off of what TP is saying, yeah, Tiki had a fumbling problem. Adrian Peterson had a fumbling problem, but these guys gave you the effort, and they gave you they gave you touchdowns. They gave you everything else. They had one problem, and Tiki fixed his. Thank you. Like, it was a great thing, but you saw something there that was like, okay, this guy is worth keeping around. I don't see anything that Jalen Hyatt does or has done outside of his rookie season that warrants keeping him around.
Right.
I don't.
And I
think
gave
he
him the
wants to play
benefit.
for the Giants.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but whenever effort is in question, that's why I'm so pissed off at Deontay Banks. Like, whenever I have to question effort, that's when I'm like, okay, well, I can't defend that anymore. That's why I kind of separate Darius Slayton and Jalen Hyatt. Those are two different players for me, although they're both maybe underperforming. But Darius Slayton, I don't look at it in the same light of lack of effort. We could talk about some other things when it comes to Darius Slayton, but one thing that is a zero tolerance for me is that lack of effort thing, man. I can't stand it.
So H-Town said Hyatt isn't a real route runner. He's just a down the field guy.
Yeah, but he's been in the league 3 years. What, like, you didn't learn?
He's gotten worse. The crazy thing is, if you look at his catch percentage, okay, so I got his stats up since we started talking about him here.
Yeah,
he had 23 receptions on 40 targets his rookie year. 19 targets his second year. Went down to 8. 8 catches on 19 targets.
Yikes.
This year, 13 targets so far, 5 catches.
He's not even 50%.
That's
bad.
Now, so okay, I also want to bring this up to what I noticed on Saturday was the return of Hodges. Okay, I was high on Hodges too. I was confused. Hodgins, excuse me. At least I'm consistent. I was confused as to why we let him go in the first place. And now we brought him back. He made some big plays, big third down plays, big third down catches. I'm curious, was that a coaching decision to let him go? Was it a coaching decision to bring him back? Like what? And I guess it's like the tale of two stories, right? You got Hyatt and you got Hodgins. What's the difference between the two? Not so much, what they produce on the field as to why we kept one and released the other. I mean, is it the fact that one was a free agent, other one was a draft prospect, and he was locked in on his contract,
I mean, bingo.
Whatever.
I think that was definitely part of it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with letting him go. I'm not okay with not bringing him back so much sooner.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
They should have brought him back when Leak went down.
Yeah, I don't know. It took so long for that. And I don't know why we got rid of him.
Point blank, we should have gotten rid of Bo Collins and Jalen Hyatt both, kept little Jordan Humphreys in the active roster, and gotten Hodgins.
Bingo.
Boom.
Yeah.
For some reason, we have a thing for these smaller body receivers that I don't understand.
Me neither.
Like, Ray McLeod, man, everybody was trying to hype me on that, and I don't see it now, and I didn't see it when we picked him up. I was just like, okay, what is he going to do for us?
I don't think it's to be hyped him up because of him being who he is. It hyped him up because he's better than Bo Collins. He's better than Jalen Hyatt. That's how low the bar is.
Like, it seems like the Giants over the last few years have been a team of, well, one man's trash is another man's treasure. The only problem with that is all the trash they brought in is just added to the trash we have.
Right.
Yep.
Now, with Hodgins, he went to the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
49ers, and then they cut him after training camp, and then he went up for the Steelers.
Yeah, he was with the Steelers practice squad.
And then they let him go. So it's safe to say that he maybe is the only one that didn't succeed after leaving the Giants, basically.
You never got a chance, in all fairness.
Not the only one.
Evan Ingram.
What happened to the wideout that they drafted in the first round? And oh man, he went to Kansas City and then he's out of the league now.
Darius
Tony.
Well, yeah, that was a Gettleman guy. That wasn't a Joe Shane kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody know how Jason Pinnock is doing?
Not well.
Like, look it up.
That was my guy when he was here, man.
Yeah.
That was my guy. And he was another one who I did not want to get rid of, man. I understood why we did it, but
he's got 405 snap counts so far, so he's getting some playing time.
Yeah, Danny, that's what I'm talking about.
49.3 PFF grades. That's not exactly great. 84th at 93.
So Danny's saying, imagine if we still had little Jordan Humphreys alongside Hodgins. Dart would have a field day with those two. Yes.
Again, I just don't understand it. The thing that pisses me off and it makes me more baffled than anything is, and it actually makes you see just how bad a coach that Brian Daboll was. Like, you have these guys at your disposal. Why would we go with guys like Hyatt, who clearly have been an issue at practice? Why would they let Jordan Humphreys go and not hold on to him and bring Hodgins in and say, you know what? you got to go, Jalen. Sorry, didn't work out. See ya. Here's the rest of your money because it ain't a lot. And then work with two guys that have worked. Humphreys had a few games where he looked pretty good. Wasn't great, but he made some big catches. You bring Hodgins back game one, and he's playing as if he never left. But Brian Daboll, the mad genius, didn't see any of that.
Well, it's not Dable. That's Shane. That's Shane.
It's both of them because you got to think about this. Dayball's the one that's going to sell these guys to Shane. We got to have this guy. We should get this guy. That's the thing. That's the thing where I can't really get on the general manager. Yes, it is a big part of his job, but when it comes to Joe Shane, I think the biggest part of his job is the money. Figuring out the money where they're going to spend it. But besides that, you got to look at your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator, and your head coach. Those are the guys that are going to be speaking up first. Listen, if we can get a hold of this guy, if we can get a hold of that guy. So they're the influence to Joe Shane. Yes, ultimately it's Joe Shane's decision. But again, it's coming from guys like Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, Shane Bowen in this instance, or at the time, Wink Martindale. So it's a look at the coach, in my opinion, more than it is the GM. Because on top of all that, the coach has got to make it work. And if they're not making it work and they're telling these guys, well, you got to get out of here, and the ones he's telling to get out of here are the ones that produce the most for us, that's a coach thing.
Only reason I'm saying Shane is because it's a repetitive thing. You got also why do we have two running backs on the active roster for much of the season? They're too cheap to pull a third one up in Turbo Miller. Little Jordan Humphrey wasn't called up for the Saints game even when there's plenty of room to do it at that point.
No, you're right about that.
We literally had 48 players, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We only had 48 players for the Saints game?
No, it was I'm sorry, it was 51, but they didn't have the full inactive at that point. They literally had just the 51 they could pull. I said, hold on, I'm misremembering again. Yeah, 48 we had, which is the active roster. You got a couple inactives. Keep in mind, 51 is the roster, but you only activate 48 in game day. So they only had literally 48 people to use on that game. They had nobody extra because nobody else was on the active roster.
So okay, I want to revisit what we talked about a few minutes ago, and I think it was Mark D. I think it was you that brought it up, but you're still here, right? Yeah, Stewart. No, actually, it was Stewart. So, Mark, you said that one of the Mara brothers or one of the Mara family members, Chris Mara, will be making that decision.
Yes.
On the head coach.
Yep.
So they're taking they're taking that power away from Joe, right?
On Ford, yes.
So okay, if I'm not, let me just, I'm sure we, hold on. Let me know if I'm getting this process correct. So I take it Joe's going to be doing the interviews, right?
What?
And then he's going to give it to Chris's, like, I guess his top 3 or top 2 or top 1. And then ultimately that decision will be from Chris, right?
Yes.
So that, in a nutshell, tells me that Shane may not be there.
I think what they'll probably do is, to be honest, while the person's in the building, they'll have 2 different interviews, one with Shane, one with Chris, right then and there.
From what I understand, the whole situation is that Chris is stepping in for his dad because John, with going through the chemo and everything, obviously won't be there for all of that heavy stuff.
Well,
again,
Chris is his brother, right? Isn't that the relationship?
So Chris is in charge no matter what. He's in charge until John get back his health and stuff. He's in charge for now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of stepping in for John.
Yeah.
Right.
I must have missed that. I don't remember seeing that John Mara was stepping down. I thought he was still.
It's not that he's stepping down.
He's stepping aside.
Yeah.
Health reasons.
Well, no, I get that, but I just didn't get the notification. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't remember seing the notification.
Yeah, it came up today.
Oh, today. Okay.
Today.
That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why. It makes me worried. I hope it's not
too serious.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you got to fight with chemo and radiation is serious.
Well,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
but we just got to, hope and pray that he, gets through it. And plenty of people
Well,
do.
They got to sneak it. It's into the article.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
But I mean, what it
I have
boils
a,
down
I
to in
have
the
a,
end is, let's say the reason Chris is involved is because they're still deciding what they're doing with Joe Shane. So you can't
Yeah,
let
I
Joe
don't doubt
Shane do
that.
the interviews and say these are the 3 guys we should talk to further, because for all we know, he's going to rat out the people he doesn't think he's going to want to work with them.
Right.
So that's why you have to do it
have
that way, where it's going to be sit down with Shane, sit down with Chris, and then they have those discussions, because Chris will probably ask him point blank, "What do you think of Shane?"
I think.
Good.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think you have to ask that question.
And
I
you
have a
can't do with Shane
two-part
in the
question
room,
for
obviously,
y'all.
if you want an honest answer.
But
I
my
have a,
only.
I have a,
Go ahead.
my fault.
No, go
I
ahead.
was saying I have a 2-part question for y'all. The first question is, who up here believes that Shane should go?
me.
Me,
And I just want to, I kind of wanted to hear,
I'll go ahead and say me too on that.
I kind of wanted to hear as to why. Like, what's your main reason as to why you want Shane to go?
You brought up a good. Okay, we'll have the ones say why they think that he should go, and then we'll even have those that think he should stay, or why
Okay.
he would stay. So go ahead, Drew. Why? Go ahead, Drew. Why do you think he should go?
So my issue is the roster every year has obvious holes that are ignored, and that's a big concern I have this year. The biggest thing that was obvious from the get-go was a lack of depth, especially at positions like corner, and that's definitely come back to bite us in the you-know-what. We've had other years in the past where it was offensive line was ignored. We've had other years in the past where it's like there's no wide receivers. It's been very obvious the issues and the flaws in the roster. Yet we don't even try to put a temporary Band-Aid to fix it for the year to go address it again next year. There's other issues as well. Like he sits on his hands, like this trade deadline, for example. We'd know the Colts called about Deonte Banks. We'd know the Raiders called about Evan Neal. We know calls are made for some of these players, but instead we don't move from them. We let them go at the end of the year, and we get nothing for these guys. We could have maybe, even if it's a day 3, like 7th round pick, I don't care. It's a pick you could have gotten for a player you're not even using, and it's not part of your strategy long term. Go ahead and get the goddamn pick. Right. Like, why are we dragging our feet? We do this all the time. How many people have left the door in Joe Shane's era, and we've got nothing for these guys? Because keep in mind, we sign free agents every year, so it's not like we're getting comp picks like left and right. These guys were losing. And I give him credit for the one time he did it was Leonard Williams. That's the one time he did it, and I give him credit for it because he actually did it talking to Leonard Williams, did it the right way, didn't respect to the player at that point, so he went somewhere he wanted to go as well. But that should have been done with so many other players. It's not even funny. You weren't planning on signing McKinney. Get something for him. You weren't planning on signing Barkley. Get something for him. You weren't planning on re-signing all these different players. You just let them walk out the door and we get nothing in return. And then the draft classes. Listen, I know we were happy about going to this year because the draft class looked really good. The year prior looked that good. I feel like there's been a lot of regression on the guys we got in the draft class here for 24. Some of the 25 guys like Carter haven't really fully panned out, but it's early. I don't want to sit there and condemn that whole entire class. But the ones that you can fully judge at this point are his first 2. And there's no players left in that draft class.
Yikes.
And for me, hold on. Sully, go ahead. What do you got? I thought you
All right, so I was gonna say yes, Shay needs to go, and Drew kind of hit that nail on the head with the roster development aspect. And to go even further, from Drew's point, how we was just talking about, we let Lil Jordan Humphreys go and we signed Hodgins late. Again, when Leak went down and we knew we needed additional wide receiver help, why didn't we start? And then especially after the production that Lil Jordan Humphrey gave us, his play to me has been far more consistent and dependable than what Hyatt's has been.
Right.
So on that, just on the strength of that alone, we should have kept Lil Jordan Humphrey. Um, and then again with the trade deadline. Now we don't know if ownership told him not to make any moves, but let's say they didn't. Be the devil's advocate. If you know you're not going to play, especially Evan Neal, you've had him sit out this entire season, healthy scratches, and now he's on the IR. If you got a team calling for him, get something for him before he walks out the door and we have another Saquon Barkley situation where he walks and we get absolutely nothing for him. We know Banks is a liability. If another team want him and they want him to be a liability on their team, you know what? Let's fleece that other organization. Get what we can for him to make our team stronger. And as of right now, I don't believe wholeheartedly that that's what Shane is doing. Like, yes, I understand when he got the job, he said it was going to be a process. It wasn't going to be done in a year or two. But at the same time, the progress that you are making is like we just spinning our tires in the mud. Because at this point, we haven't won any more games than we've won in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I got to be the guy to give some pushback. Y'all always leave it to me.
Hey,
Oh,
can
no,
I?
I'm hold on.
say
Oh, yeah, go ahead, TP. Go ahead.
Hey. All right.
Well,
No,
hold
go
on,
ahead, go
hold
ahead,
on.
bro. Go ahead, please.
Yeah,
I
hold
want
on,
to hear
TP.
it.
Who else wants to talk about why Shane should go? Who else want a piece?
All right, me.
All right, go ahead, Mark. What you got?
Yep. Remember the 2020 draft class?
2020?
That wasn't Shane.
2023 2023 draft class. It's like, I think that was a bust. Then then remember that the Shane got Waller for a third round pick. We should have got something else better.
Yeah, that's a hindsight.
I will say this: that Waller thing, that was a Brian Dable thing, because he even said point blank he wanted to quit when he was getting lined up as a fullback. That man is not a fullback; he is basically a big wide receiver.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And in the merry-go-round with the wide receivers and stuff, it was like who started who after Malik got uh got hurt and stuff. It's like they was just juggling receivers and stuff. It's like, come on, you got to be consistent with that. And then on top of that, the trading deadline this year. Well, Drew stole most of my thunder, so
So,
he needs to go because he couldn't either keep a better product on the field, and he had no, and he didn't have any backups just in case.
depth. Yeah, that's an issue. Yep. I think that's one big knock on Shane is the lack of depth, because even shout out Bobby, he said that what's up Dash, he even said that we're one DB away from a catastrophe, and the fact that we have two DBs out, the fact that we had no choice but to put Banks back in. I mean, that's just, horrible in itself. But go ahead, TP. Go ahead, defend the man. What you got?
So I'm gonna preface this whole thing by saying I'm purposely being the defense team. It's not necessarily what I all the way believe in, but for the sake of the conversation, I'm going to defend as much as I can.
Go
All
for
right,
it,
so
Skip.
just so that is understood. Okay. First, I want to start here. I love the fact that I get to talk to New York Giant content creators because they have files. Like, they have a history to where we could go back and see everything that was said at one period in time. And when I have some time, I'm gonna do exactly just that. Because the thing is this: I want to know what everybody said and what they thought when it was draft time. I want to know what everybody thought in 2022 and we wanted that fifth pick. Who were you advocating for?
Hindsight's 2020.
Because that's the thing. See, I feel like people are getting mad at Joe Shane for also doing what you would have done if you was in that position.
Facts.
I agree.
So
Say, wait. Can you say that again for the people in the back, TP?
I want to know how many people are getting mad at Joe Shane for doing the same thing that they would have done if they were in that position.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
it's easy to do that now, right?
Right.
Exactly.
But
I will say this,
remember,
though. Do you think it's fair to say that Joe Shane had a lot more information than we had? He got to sit down and meet with the players, got to actually figure stuff out like that we don't get that chance. How many of us were high in Shador Sanders, had no clue what was going on behind the scenes of the NFL?
Well,
but
so I'm with TP on this, all right? But here's the thing. I don't know a GM that hits on everything. I'll give you the 2023 draft class didn't pan out at all. But again, to TP's credit, when we talked about these drafts and we talked about like the excitement that we had, there was expectations for these players, and a lot of them didn't pan out. Now we talk about coaching. How come we don't say that these guys didn't pan out because they weren't coached up right?
Yeah, that's where I'm headed. There we go.
There's you guys want to blame Joe Shane, and I understand why, but at the same time, like, look at the difference in Deonte Banks from when he was coached under Wink versus when he coached under Shane. Deonte Banks is a completely different player when he was under Wink. Jalen Hyatt, I don't know. I can't really say anything about him. But Jalen Hyatt was a Biletnikoff winner. He wasn't a bum coming out of college. Like, we didn't – and again, we were excited about Jalen Hyatt coming to the Giants because he was a Biletnikoff winner.
And we thought he was a bargain too. We thought him and Schmidt were like the steal.
So,
JMS,
yeah. So, like, I understand that us looking at it now and saying, "Oh man, Joe Shane hasn't hit on this, and this." I see you, Dash. But do we want him to be more right? Absolutely. But I don't think that he's the big problem that y'all are making him out to be.
And I do want to hold on. And now,
hold on. Before we save that thought, I need a volunteer as tribute to step down.
I'll do it.
I'll step down, Sneaky.
You sure, Mark? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there's a reason why. Obviously, there's a reason why I wanted to.
I knew I was gonna get him. I knew it. I just knew it.
I got backup.
Now, Dash,
I said I know Dash is getting fired up. Okay.
Hey, first off, Dash, welcome as always. Thank you for popping on. Before you get into it, TP, say your piece, and then I want to add to what you're saying, TP, and then I'm gonna add a little. I'm gonna gaslight you, Dash. So get ready. Go ahead. Go ahead, TP.
All right. So I'm gonna just spar a little bit with Dash and Drew here, because I see that they're the ones who, is on that side of things, and whoever wants to help me, feel free, okay? Because I don't want to do this on my own.
Got you, TP.
There we go. All right. So to combat the 7 hits that Dash said, I'm looking at the draft picks here. Would we consider Daniel Bellinger a hit?
I would.
I was gonna
Okay.
say if he is
But
actually
I'm
on the field and being utilized, yes.
I'm biased.
Okay. Would we consider Michael McFadden a hit?
Yes.
I don't know.
Would we? Yo, Jalen, I thought you was on my side.
Mark,
Look, man, I am.
I appreciate you.
And TP,
All right.
you know I love you, brother.
No,
But
matter of
this thing-
fact, I mean, I'm really giving this question to Drew and Dash, being that they're on the opposite side. So
Okay. Yeah, fair
I'll do that.
I would say McFadden was a hit,
Before we
though.
want Dash, I got to get my 2 piece and a biscuit.
For where he was picked, I would definitely say McFadden was a hit.
Yeah.
Right, but they agree. They agree. So we don't even have to debate because they agree.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
What about Wandale Robinson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hit-ish, I'm gonna say.
So
And it's
okay.
actually the coaching. That's the coaching thing. I still don't think he's ever been used right.
Okay. All right, boom. That works. Now this is I know that it might be whatever, but I'm gonna throw this out there.
Okay.
Let's say Evan Neal, if he stayed at guard.
What do you mean?
Do you believe in that pick if Evan Neal stays at guard?
I feel like we're doing the if the queen had balls, she'd be the king kind of situation. Like we don't know. We can't go back. And say
Well,
that.
I'm asking that because at that point that is coaching, correct? Like Shane can only draft him.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but
Unless I'm missing
when they
something.
when they wanted to put him at guard, he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. He also refused to do it. Remember, he said he came out the womb as a tackle.
But the injury thing
I do
we can't control, right? So
No,
like,
but he said point blank, I came out the womb as a tackle. So if
He said,
you
"I'm a tackle,"
scouted
yeah.
him correctly and thought he should be put in as a guard, you would have that conversation. He would have said the same thing to you in the interview when you scouted him.
And a lot earlier too.
Okay, so let's remove Evan Neal from it. Now that we got three.
Can we
So far.
remove Evan Neal in general? Like, can we just drop him from the roster? I guess he is on the IR.
So
what about
Neal, though, is he was highly touted coming out of college.
And I'll be the first one to tell you, we said the hindsight thing. I thought it was the right pick at the time. But what I'm saying is people like myself and all of us here in this panel, we don't have access to Evan Neal. And that's the difference. How many times anybody, I don't know if what people are having or have not been in this scenario, on this panel here, but how many people have done hiring for any business before? And you read a resume and it looks goddamn spectacular. And then you get the person in the room and you can just tell it's not a fit.
That's an SBOER is what that is. But
I'm not in the interview room. That's the problem. I can just read the resume and say, yeah, the resume looks good. Tape looks good.
Yeah.
But at that point,
we
you
also
already
weren't
hired
in the room either. So we don't know if he was good or bad in the room.
Oh, but what I'm saying is, I feel like when you see enough misses, there's something being missed overall. There's a pattern of missing things in the interview processes.
But also a lot of the weaknesses that they talked about going into the draft, we kind of overlooked it because of his grades. But everything they said, bad feet, balance issues, leaning, we kind of overlooked it because he was a top prospect.
Yeah.
And we overlooked it. But then as soon as he got here, I remember training camp, and I remember O'Shane Zimenez was whooping him. And I said, it might be a problem.
Yeah.
And then we held my problem with the Evan Neal and this is separate. Once you realize what he is, you didn't move quick enough with moving him, because why is he here his fourth year and we're just now trying to move him to guard when a lot of people were saying after the first year, like we might have to kick him inside. So by the third year,
isn't that a coaching thing? Doesn't that go back to the coaches? And
I think that's
what I'm thinking.
Okay, so now here we go now. So now here's the discussion. Once you kick Evan Neal inside, what does that say? That your assessment was wrong, and who's doing the assessments?
Yep.
Now,
you got a seventh overall pick on a guard. It better be the next Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Now hold on. This goes back to what Danny said earlier. The Giants are stubborn. So this is my opinion. This what I believe to be true is that they put so much emphasis in, getting Evan Neal in the first round that, for this specific position that they wanted to be right so bad that they gave him so many opportunities. Now, what I want to go back, because I think ultimately the question was Joe Shane.
Do you mind if I finish my?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Because we stopped at 3, and I was going to ask about Tibbs.
I think he's a hit.
So I think he's an overall hit, but he's not a hit based on where he's drafted.
That's 100%.
Yeah, well, you're right. I agree. I agree. But
I like
to a
Tibbs.
certain
I stick up
extent.
for him against fans. So to be just so everybody knows where I'm at. He's an above average player, but you draft somebody in the top 5, above average don't cut it. Sorry.
But I also think he hasn't been used right. And he hasn't been
Right.
coached right.
That was going to be my pushback.
But again, who hired the coach? Who kept the coach?
Okay, but that's separate because I agree with you there.
Yeah,
and that's where my
you can't just separate because you agree with me. That's part of my issue.
No, but we're switching the subject now. We're switching the subject.
The same subject. The subject is: does Shane make good decisions? Is
no. You missed it. All right, so listen, we're dancing, and I want to stick here because we're talking about
the tango. Goddamn it!
Yeah, but see, that's what happens. That's what happens.
I thought we did the salsa.
So listen, I want to stay here because I'm combating this the 7th pick statement. Then we could go to somewhere else. All right. So Tibbs, I'm thinking y'all saying is hit.
Yeah.
Well, Tibbs.
Okay, that's 4.
Well,
yeah.
Tibbs. So if we're asking Tibbs, it's got to be missed because of the spot, but it's not a hate on the player. I like the player, but if you draft in the 2nd round, I'd be ecstatic. And you got him.
He's not making it to the 2nd round. That ain't even happening.
Yeah, he
was. You got him at number 5 based on the production you've gotten. That's a miss at number 5.
But regardless, if we didn't get him at number 5, he would have been out of the top 10.
I don't dispute that, but that's not what it was. The value there for the pick. Was the pick a hit? That's the. Okay. So if we're going, is the pick a hit?
As far as
I got it as a hit.
Look, as far as potential, right? And I know potential only goes so far, but let's not forget though, Thibodeau did give us 12 sacks. Okay.
Yes, with 6 against DC. So
and yes, true. But his production on the field, in my opinion, I think the expectation is expected, right? Being a number 5 pick, but I think for the time being, what he's able to produce right now, I mean, and the prospect of him, we had no choice but to pick him.
We always have a choice.
I don't think we did.
Well, the back and forth was also between Sauce Gardner and Tibbs. So once the Jets took Sauce Gardner, everybody knew we were getting Tibbs after that too.
Yeah.
I would have loved to get Sauce.
I think Sauce. If they were both there at the same time, I think they would have went Sauce.
Go ahead, TP.
Just so I don't kill too much more time, right? So let's just move past 2023 because I don't believe y'all are gonna give me anything.
No. You can't just skip because you're afraid of the answers. That's not fair either.
I didn't go. Did you hear me go through every single pick in 2022?
He didn't.
No, but you went through a few. Let's start Deontay Banks. How'd that pick work?
Okay, let's have the conversation then.
It worked well when Wink was there.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we weren't, and it goes back to my point. Y'all were not talking about this.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
It worked well when Wink was there, and it also worked well when who else was back there? Pretty much the quarterback of the secondary, Xavier McKinney. Yeah. And who let Xavier McKinney walk for nothing?
It also worked when he was CB2 because Adoree Jackson was still good back then.
Oh, no, but okay. But we let Xavier McKinney go for who though?
Okay.
McKinney was asking for a whole lot of money.
The
Giants were not ready to pay
money to Javon Holland. We gave the money to Javon Holland and said, "How's that working?"
Well, I
think he's making less than McKinney.
By $2 million.
Making as much as Xavier was asking for.
Not that much difference.
I got to get this off my chest. I got to say this real quick, okay? I'm sorry, TP.
Mm-hmm.
In the 4 drafts that Shane has been part of, now this is what I believe in and what I see. I think he hit on 3 of them. I believe he hit on 3. We can always say 2023 was a teaching moment for Joe Shane. Okay,
You like Eric Gray?
Yeah, he's my favorite running back.
Eric Gray
wasn't that bad.
Now, but also I want to look at I will say this. I don't agree with Shane's philosophy. Okay, because the reason why we didn't sign McKinney because we believe that we would have a McKinney-esque type player in Newbin or Phillips, okay, or even Belton, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's why Shane did not want to sign McKinney because he felt as though those players can step up to the plate, and I understand his movement on that because that saves money, right? That saves money for additional help on the team, more depth. Okay, and we can also.
Well, keep in mind, he didn't expect to get Newbin. He wanted a corner. He thought Cooley McKinstry was going to be available for us in the second round. That was point blank said on Hard Knocks.
Right. But we got Newbin, okay? And we won't know what fruits of this labor of this draft is going to be of until, 2026, right? 2027. We don't know if, if Carter will stay awake during meetings. We could. I'm joking. I shouldn't say that. But and I know, and there's also rumor that Shane didn't want Dart. It was Coach Dable that was pushing for Dart. Okay?
Shane wanted Dart. It's just Dable wanted Dart at number 3 because he liked him that much.
Right, but he was saying something like a 3rd round pick, right?
No. What he was saying was, and that clip, what they were talking about was draft night. I think is when you're talking about, right? That the Giants released. Mm-hmm. So all he was saying is, it doesn't matter if I throw a 3rd round pick into this deal because in the end, if you got the quarterback right, no one's going to remember that you threw a 3rd round pick in to get the deal done.
Right.
That's what he was saying.
He was right
when you said that. Yeah, and he was right.
And he's not wrong.
So the point I'm trying to make is, I think even though he does, lack in depth of DBs, and I believe he finally addressed the offensive line depth. Okay. I give Shane 3 out of 4 drafts. That's just me.
So I will say,
I do like what he did. I do like what he did in the free agency market. That's why I think, there's a possibility that he may stay, and for that, I reclaim my time.
No, but
I yield my time.
How did he fix the offensive line depth? I just want to hear that one.
He didn't
Marcus
fix
Mimbo. Marcus Mimbo.
Okay, I'm going to give you that because he drafted him. But that's one guy.
But Bo isn't playing right now. I think the difference again
that matters though. That's depth.
The offensive line, we have the same players basically.
Yeah, Porcello's a really good coach.
But they're doing better now.
Yeah.
And part of that is coaching. And this is what I think as far as Joe Shane. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. No. But I'm gonna say no GM that I've seen actually is. The problem that we had mostly is that these players were not coached up. Again, I think we talked about this last week. None of them are any better than they were when they got here.
Except Cordell Flott.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say point blank, I didn't like that pick when that happened, so I was wrong on that one. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
But it took him a while too. It took him a while to get to where he is. Like, it took him 4 seasons to be who he is right now. But you saw him get better. I think that Daniel Bellinger is good and when he's coached up. But I hate that they gave up on him so fast and they tried to draft over multiple times. I'm trying to think who else actually is better. I think JMS is better now. Thank God, because the quarterbacking is better and also the scheme is better. I don't know if you guys talked about it, but did you guys notice that the whole blocking scheme was different this past week?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I just watched the All 22 earlier today.
Yeah, they went more gap and duo this week. Yeah, duo. Yep.
And H-Town. Hold on, I got to throw this out there. Shout out H-Town. I saw 31 personnel.
Yeah.
I saw 31 personnel. I said, "Is this 31 personnel?" I called you out, H-Town. I don't know if you caught that.
But there's a lot less shotgun. a lot less of that shotgun draw running play that they kept running forever.
RPOs. There wasn't any RPOs.
I mean, it's Jameis at the end of the day.
I'd say
Too.
Jameis not dark part of it.
No. And I understand it. I'm just saying that's part of the reason why the scheme changed.
Yeah, but I think the blocking scheme. I think honestly, they went to Brasillo and asked him point blank for tips. I think Kafka before did that. And Brasillo, and regardless of who we get a coach next year, there's two guys on this coaching roster that I want to keep, and it's Brasillo and Patterson.
Offense and defense.
Offensive line.
That's the offensive line coach, defensive line coach. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those two.
Just to end my point, I think we stopped at 4. But anyway, if you combine 2024 and 2025, I think we surpassed 4.
That's what gets you to 7, in my opinion.
7?
I think 7 out of 31 picks.
All right, so now I can't help but to finish this now. So
that's what I said.
So,
landed the plane back off the runway again.
So we were at 4. So what about Tyrone Tracy Jr.?
I like him. I can't call him a hit yet, but I like him a lot.
I can because again,
for a 5th round pick.
Because of where he was drafted.
Right, for a 5th round pick. I mean, he 1,000-yard all-purpose back last year. I still think he has a lot to be desired this year. Like he's been hurt, and you have scat.
I mean, he's in my 7.
But we drafted
Okay, so hold on. Let me ask you this, Dash. Who is not in your 7 that you would think that he would be in our 7, that we would have in our 7?
Oh, you mean
or more than, or we would have it a more than,
as far as for Tracy?
As far as
draft. Well, shouldn't I just tell him mine?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Guys, let's not interrupt TP. Go ahead. What you got, TP?
All right, so mine 5 is Tyrone Tracy Jr. 6 Drew Phillips. 7 Neighbors. 8 Thomas. Well, I don't know. You can't count Thomas Fedoni, so whatever. But I think he is going to be 8. But anyway, let's say 8 Marcus Monroe, 9 Cam Scatterbo, 10 Darius Alexander, 11 Jackson Dart, and Abdul Carter. I mean, that I don't know where y'all trying to do with Abdul.
Wait a minute. You can't count Darius Alexander and not count Abdul Carter.
No, I'm leaving Abdul Carter in the air because I didn't know what y'all wanted to do with Abdul Carter.
I think Alexander's the same boat. I keep in the air right now. And I will give you a little pushback on Drew Phillips, who I actually like. I think he's like a mini linebacker to a certain degree. But you drafted the guy to the 3rd round. The only reason he's not picked on more is because their outside corners suck.
Yeah.
He got benched too this past week.
Yeah. And like I said, I like the kid. I like the heart he plays with. I like the attitude he has. Like, I'm not even low on him as a person like that. It's not like a Hyatt situation, but he gets burnt bad in coverage.
No, but I don't know, man. I love the way he plays the game. First of all, I love the way he comes up and tackles.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. But coming up and tackling is a linebacker thing, not a.
I didn't finish. I was adding on. I was just number 1, but no, he actually does do a pretty good job at manning up in that slot role. Like
until it's 20 yards.
I'm still
that's fair. That's fair. But I will say, go back and if you look at that Charger game, I would go to say he's one of the main reasons as to why we won that game.
Oh, he brings a lot of energy. He brings a lot of passion. He is a big tackle. You fire people up. But I'm just saying he is a liability when you go down the field on him.
I wish
not even that.
Like
I just think
20 pounds to become a safety.
I think, especially in this league, I mean, I just think he is in a position a lot of times to make these plays, and sometimes he makes them. Then there's just some times where I feel like, it's tough.
I think part of that is scheme and coaching.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. That's why I said any player on defense, I can't have a final opinion on right now.
But he may have the hardest position in all of defense.
So In a nutshell, I'm sorry to dash. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good. It's your show.
So if sometimes I forget. No, no, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Now, so from what I'm hearing, it's more of a coaching issue than a Joe Shane issue. Is that safe to say?
That's what I think.
Is that?
I think it's impossible to know because of that.
It's 50-50 for me.
It's hard to know, and I agree with Drew. Right, it is hard to know, but I do believe that it is a coaching thing.
I agree with that.
See, well, I mean, obviously, well, one part of a GM's job obviously is to collect talent, right, and to build a team, right, to build a team, not just a collection of players, to build a team, and then your coaches got to do the work. My problem with Joe Shane is this: we're going to have issues moving forward with depth because we missed out on so many draft picks. Just with the 2022 class, a lot of these guys, or almost all of these guys, except for Tibbs, is in the contract year, so. You're talking about either letting these guys go or you're either trying to sign most of these guys and whatever. But the whole problem is we're not going to be able to sign all these guys, and we don't have replacements already in the building. Like other teams, other good GMs, they have talent behind talent. That way, when they lose somebody, they already have the next guy up. When you compare us to all these other well-ran teams, when you look at Philadelphia, you say, oh, Philadelphia lost all their corners in one season and didn't miss a beat because they drafted well and they got backup corners already. Same thing with the offensive line. They lose offensive line. They lose a center. The tush push doesn't miss a beat, and even though they missing offensive linemen. So that's my That's my biggest problem with Joe Shane is that yes, the cap might be healthier. The cap might be better than what it was, but we still got to spend all this money because we don't know how to draft well and we don't have that cheap depth on the team that everybody else has. Because just think about it. Right now, everybody says in this draft we're going to need a linebacker. Why? Because Moosau sucks. And then whoever else did we draft at linebacker? Bobby Okereke got 2 more years, and we're talking about he might even actually get cut so we can save some money, and we're waiting for Micah McFadden to come back. And then when you look at the corners, too. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Drew.
I'm saying off-season Okereke, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I was going to ask y'all, I don't know if we've seen it any different, so I'm just asking. Outside of corner, linebacker, and receiver, do y'all see a depth issue anywhere else?
Yeah, safety.
Yeah.
Well, that's defensive backfield. So I mean, that's
okay. You said, I'm sorry. Repeat the positions one more time.
And I'll still say offensive line.
That's another one, Sully.
Offensive line.
Yeah. Because once
we still need depth at the offensive line because look, once Greg Van Roten leave and Illuminor leave, who do we have coming up behind them?
One.
Evan Neal.
Like as far as
Evan's gone. It's a contract.
Evan Neal, they were not. Evan Neal is not getting re-signed.
And he's not going to.
I mean, as far as tackles are concerned, yeah, we got him Bo, but we still really don't know what we have in him as a player because he hasn't really seen substantial playing time.
He's also the Wandale Robinson of tackles. He might not be able to make it as a tackle. I mean,
I hate the arm excuse. I hate the arm length excuse.
But he's got really short arms.
But when he's out there, man, y'all should be able to look at him and say, okay, he has a future. He's done enough. He's done enough for me to feel confident in him.
I think New is saying that we're lacking depth in wide receiver.
That was the first thing TP said was wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
What's your list again?
I was saying outside of kicker too, but outside of wide receiver, linebacker, and
corner, and then we said safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, and that slipped my mind. So
I kind of put safety and DBs all in the same boat.
I will also say I think, and it's going to sound a little funny because this was considered a strength going into it. I was a little curious past the big 3 what we're doing at edge rusher.
Oh, edge is definitely on the list for sure. Because outside of Burns and Tibbs, and then we see Carter now, we still need a 4th.
Yeah, we got.
That's just a little tricky.
What did the Fox say starting this game this week because of nobody else to go? And then
are we even using Carter the right way?
No.
We're not using any defensive player the right way. That's what I'm saying. You can't. It's hard.
Not even Dex is getting used right. There's that. How do you not use Dex right? Still,
you know, Bass, I gotta tell you, when you brought up the fact that Dex was in the 3 technique, I was totally oblivious to that. I didn't even pay attention. But since you brought that up, I've been watching him the whole rest of the season. And why do we have him lined up in the? I mean, that don't make no sense.
He's playing more nose this week, though. You notice that?
He did this past week. He did,
Yeah,
but
he did.
He still lined him up,
and he looked a lot better.
Yeah, we wonder why, right? Because that's where he's supposed to be.
Well, he was also playing at back center that didn't hurt.
I was going to try to bring you on too, because I know we just in the middle of conversation. I wanted your input as well, so no worries.
Shout out to Ant, man.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I say all of this to say, I mean, I think also I hold him accountable for the fact that, yeah, Coach Brian Dable is his guy. He picked him and he kept him here. So I can't have the stance that Coach Brian Dable is the biggest, corporate, but then not hold the guy who keeps him here and hires him accountable. So to me, that's like one of my biggest knocks when it came to Joe Shane. And then a couple things with a couple of the things that Drew mentioned, I got some pushback on Saquon because I don't think that was Joe. I think that was Mira because I watched that documentary, and then I definitely got that from that. But I mean, all in all, again, this is not me.
I think that was more Barkley, my opinion.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, that too. You're right.
Anybody else.
Barkley wanted help. You know what? If Shane wanted to keep him, he could have said, "You know what? Here, we're going to offer you what you want." At that point, he didn't want to keep him
for whatever reason. I think when Barkley got tagged, that put a nasty taste in his mouth.
You know, I've said this forever, and listen, I've been a lot of years in sales, and as a result, I've gotten very good at reading people, micro expressions, who they really are, and stuff. And I'm usually a pretty good judge of who's a schmuck and who's a good person. I've always said Barkley comes off like the fakest nice guy ever in the world. Same as The Rock.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
He proved.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, well then let me ask you this: Russell Wilson.
100%. But the difference with Russell Wilson is because Russell Wilson is because he cares about what people think of him.
About him, yeah.
There's a difference. There's a difference between being a total schmuck and somebody just cares about their image. Russell Wilson, put it this way. When have you ever seen, and this is what I'm saying, the little things I've learned over the years to pick up. When have you ever seen Russell Wilson without his hair perfect? I'm being honest, like legit.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That is a good ass point. That is a good ass point.
That is someone who cares so much about his image. He will not go in front of a camera until the comb hits the hair.
I don't know why. Right when he said that, I'm thinking his hair does look wet, but it's dry.
Yeah,
but it's
the
dry.
Superman curl and everything.
Well, I'm asking you. Let me ask you this: when you talk about Russell Wilson as a personality, are we saying as a teammate or just as a person?
As a person, I think as a teammate, he's probably a schmuck because you hear like Richard Sherman talk trash about him on Thursday Night Football a couple weeks ago.
See, that's where I think differently.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. What did Sherman say about Wilson?
Well, okay, no.
He said
It's
Blake
not
had to
only
lose the
Sherman.
boom to bail him out anymore, basically, after
It
Tony
was-
Gonzalez said he played his way out of the Hall of Fame.
Sherman and Marshawn, they were talking about how, they don't have access to their boy because he has too many people around him now.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that stems from. I think they just
Sherman. If there was ever a system
corner.
Yeah.
He's like the guy from the Raiders. What was his Nnamdi Asomugha? As soon as you take him away from that system, he was trash.
Yeah.
Sherman was trash after Dan Quinn left Seattle and went to
Speaking
Atlanta.
of trash, let's get back to Joe Shane.
Oh boy, yeah. it's trash today too. Don't we gotta take the trash out? But
yeah. Actually, they got my leaves. I did some yard work this week.
You know what is really big with Joe Shane? He's not my biggest problem with the Giants. Let me be very clear on that. I've said this multiple times. In my totem pole of issues, Brian Dable was number one. Shane Bowen is number two. The Mara family involvement is up there as number three. Shane's number four.
Well, I mean, they are the owners per se of the team.
You can sign checks and shut up.
So, okay, let's talk about Shane Bowen. Okay, I know before the show started, Daryl jumped on me because there's no way that they're going to let go a defensive coordinator mid-season. Okay.
But they should have. That's who they should have been firing after the Broncos game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and you know, that's very true. I mean, because that was a collapse of
monumental proportions.
Yes.
That was a historic collapse.
So what is it gonna take? And again, I like Shane. I like Bowen as a person. I spoke to him a couple times. Yes. Look, I'm a very personable person, if you don't even know. If look,
don't say.
If you're a
butterfly over here,
and if you show some love to the fans, I'm gonna reciprocate. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. And that being said, let's say we do get a whole new coaching staff, and a coach rubs me the wrong way. You're gonna know very subtly from me, like especially if I have a negative what a conversation or whatnot. Negative. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, experience. Impression. Thank you. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. You'll know very subtly. But that being said, what will it take for, say, a defensive coordinator to be let go mid-season? Because look, let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. Let's call it like it is, okay? This is the fifth game that we've had the lead in the fourth quarter, and regardless of the size of the lead. Fifth game. Like I said last week, I feel like DJ Khaled. Another one. We the worst in the building. No, let me stop. Now, what is it going to take for a defense coordinator? I'm not saying Shane per se. In general, what's going to take for a DC to be fired mid-season? I've seen offensive coordinators being fired.
If they didn't fire him after giving up 33 points in a quarter,
yeah,
I don't know what to say at that point.
I think what it would take is them deleting the nudes they must have of Joe Shane on their phone, because that's the only explanation at this point of why the hell.
Holy crap, Drew. I mean, you might not be wrong though. I'm
it's something, man.
Ain't no bubbles here.
I am genuinely convinced that Shane Bowen is blackmailing everyone in the Giants organization. Like, you fire me, all this shit getting leaked.
Now I know exactly what it is. They gotta have somebody. He already lost Brian Dable. He got to hold on to somebody to fire at the end of the season to try to say that's what we needed to do in order to keep the pressure off of him. Because right now, if there's no Shane Bowen, everybody's looking at Joe Shane then.
Yeah, but how do you properly? We're talking about this as a panel of content creators here. So how do you, as a coaching staff and a GM and a front office, evaluate your defensive talent you currently have when they're not being used correctly? And honestly, if that's why he's holding on to him, then that is enough for. I think even TP would have to say that Shane's got to go, because that's like misconduct criminally of your franchise that you're running.
Yep. That's true.
Mark D, I haven't heard from you yet. Oh, wait, before I do that, look, and like I said, I'm a personable person, okay? Again, tell me how you're kissing ass without kissing.
You sure do got a lot of love, I tell you, Sneaky.
I mean, but that's the thing, though, because
you're a lovable type of guy,
I am. I am. And, and I'll admit to that, because, again, okay, let's just put this in perspective, right? Let's say Drew calls me up and he's like, I can't stand Dash. He gets on my nerves, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah.
You said you weren't going to tell about this conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Hypothetical. This is a hypothetical. This really didn't happen, guys. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me do this real quick.
I don't know how you got the name.
No. It didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. Not at all. Hypothetical. I mean, look, because I'm gonna defend. I'm going to defend people that like I said, if you didn't have a negative impression, if you and it's not even hard. Treat me like a person. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, there have been a couple Giant players that you could tell they didn't want to be there. Okay. And I haven't spoke about them. Okay.
Until now.
Well, I'm not gonna say their names. I'm not gonna say their names. But at the same time, I am still gonna defend them to a point. Okay. Go ahead.
Quick question for you, Sneak.
Well, hold on. Casey had his hand up. What's up?
Sneaky, you were in the military.
Yes.
You know that there's people that you worked with that did not belong there.
Yeah.
They may have been great people, but they didn't belong there. You got to separate that personality thing from them doing their job.
But see, Casey, I'm gonna push on that because I'm going to war with those people, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was like.
But that's why I said that.
Hold up. Yeah, you ain't coming when we get to. Matter of fact, there's some of them people when we went to the range. I ain't going the same day they going.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna be honest.
We don't need no mistakes.
If they're gonna be on the range, I'm going to take call. I'm telling you that right now.
But were they bad people?
No,
exactly.
They weren't.
Yeah,
but I didn't want them to have I didn't want them to, to get on the range with some rounds.
He said not even at the range is crazy.
But you did not want them
I'm calling in sick that day, even though
This
we
is
can't
the
call
same
in
problem
sick.
John Mara has. He likes people and he holds on them forever. You're like the John Mara of content creators over here, apparently.
My question is this, Sneak. So I want to flip it around just to see where your head is at. Let's say there's a guy, defensive coordinator, who is a complete ass. Like, he doesn't engage with the fans at all, and he may have even, you reach out for an autograph, he even bumped your hat down and kept walking. But what if he's out there absolutely killing it?
I want him.
Yep.
I want him.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say I'd want them too, because as a fan, you have to realize they're there to do a job. They're not there to really interact with the fans or to pacify the fans. They are there to get the job done. Now, it would be a plus if they were domineering to the fans. But that's not what they are there for. They are there to make sure that defense is in tip-top shape and playing at the very top. So if he was an asshole to me, but he's getting the job done, hey, you know what? You got it. Keep doing the job. I just won't fucking talk to you.
Right.
So of course that's how we see it. So
you don't gotta talk to me.
So TP, to answer your question, I would want the defensive coordinator, because if he's motivating the players and they're making plays and we're winning games, winning division, conference, Super Bowls. I mean, if that's the end product of a coach that's an asshole, but he has a product on the field that we could be proud of, I would be happy that we actually got a team that we can celebrate. But I will be calling him a motherfucker here and there. I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker's doing good, but he is, So H-Town said, hold on a sec. H-Town said, Sneaky, when it comes to business and a multi-billion-dollar company, you have to produce a product that's worth consuming, and the organization has failed miserably in bringing in the proper coaches in. I can't dispute that, but I also want to do a flip side and look. I like Wink. I like Wink. Wink and we talked for like 10 minutes at the Dallas game.
Apparently, Wink was an asshole.
Well, he was an asshole to coach. He wasn't an asshole to me.
You know why he was an asshole to coach? Because he saw through the facade. He knew it was a dummy.
Yeah.
When you have a strong personality and you do something very well, and the person who is above you doesn't know what the hell you do.
Yeah, you look at him different.
You want to know how much Brian Dable did not know about defense? There's 2 dead giveaways right now. The fact that Shane Bowen was continuously allowed to do the same exact thing week after week, and Brian Dable didn't know how to fix it. And you already saw changes with 1 week with Kafka. I'm not saying it was a different outcome. I'm not saying it was dramatic changes, but you saw there was differences in how the defense played with Kafka as the interim head coach. And the second thing is, what do the Giants keep talking about? They want a CEO style that knows all aspects of the game. That's what you keep on hearing the leaking right now. When you hear something like that, tells you the last guy we had wasn't that.
Right.
And you know what? I'll be quick, TP. To me, what I will say that bothers me about Shane is in the Bronco game where we were rushing 3 and Dex wasn't in there. That I think that or Carter, I think that's what Bob. That's the question. If I was allowed, and I'm careful when I see these people in public, I'm not gonna be like, hey, you really should have put Carter and Dex in there. I'm not gonna say that to him, but if I was allowed to ask that question very tactfully and respectfully, that would be the one. Why? What's the the meaning or what's the method to your madness in that? But
you know what bothers me, Sneaky, is that I'm keep hearing this man come up to the podium after every game talking about, oh, I know I done messed up this time and I got to do better and I got to fix the defense. I'm tired of hearing the same old shit.
And you gonna keep getting it. Watch on Thursday. It's going to be the same thing on Thursday when they do the presser before the game. I
gotta say, Sneaky too. You and I are complete opposites at games, by the way. Because when I went to the last regular season game I went to was the Falcons game last year, and I literally had fans chanting when Joe Shane came out of the tunnel to go on the sideline for a minute to fire him.
Wow!
Yikes!
And I was yelling down to Dable that we should fire him the entire game as well. I don't give a damn.
And and I got to say this, and I'll throw this out there too. It was a few years back. I'm at the Dallas Giants game in AT&T Stadium. I spent that little extra money to where I'm down there where you see the players and the owners walk back and forth. And right next to me, this dude was yelling at John Mara to sell the team. I'm like, why are you're next to me? He's going to see me next to you and you saying this mess. I mean,
this is why I've always said I need an I'm not with stupid t-shirt along with the I'm with stupid t-shirt.
Yeah. but also, TP was gonna say, I'm sorry, Dash. TP, you were gonna say something a minute ago.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say nothing important. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was I was just talking about my experience too as a fan. Cause I go into games, when I go to games, I go in like a man that is on a mission. I feel like everybody has their role. I feel like my role is to be a fan. Like the DC got a role, OC got a role, head coach got me. My role is to make sure that I'm representing as a fan. So I personally don't take the time to just, blurt my feelings. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got it on video when I met Coach Dable. I told him, hey, keep up the hard work. You know what I mean? But this was before I jumped out the car, but still. It was just like
the Cleveland Browns game, right? The Browns game?
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns game. Exactly. Yep. And it was like,
first off, all
just be quiet.
Don't go as a fan. Don't go as a fan. Go with business cards, hand business cards out, and now it's one big tax expense.
There was some players that walked through the tunnel that I was upset with, and I just chose not to say anything to them because I didn't have anything nice to say. So that's just me personally.
When Dable walked by me after the loss at Dallas, and I gotta say this, and I know Cowboy fans on TikTok. I don't know if there's some here in this chat now, but every game that I've been to at AT&T Stadium did not go the way that I want to. We're 0 whatever. Just that was
your fault.
It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. One day, the curse will be reversed. Okay, but that being said, the times that I saw Dable walk off the field in anger, depressed, whatever the case you may call it, what I would yell out to him, I still believe in you, coach. I'm not going to yell to him. And that's just me. I'm not going to say you need to be fired because the man's already down. You know, I'm not going to beat him while he's on the ground. You know, but that's
I agree with
what
that because you're there in person.
Go ahead.
I believe that because you're there in person, and obviously you're there as a human being. It's another human being. That's different. I know, but some people, man. For example, you said they were telling Mara whatever they need to tell me. You never have any access to Mara really. So if you're mad at Mara, that's the only time he's ever going to hear your voice really. Because who's really reading those letters that the fans send them when they want to complain? Somebody, some secretary's reading it, some admin is reading it.
No. Come on, an intern. Come on now.
There you go. There you go.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be real. Not to get too deep, right? But to me, it's all about how you do it. And this is just personal preference. I'm not saying my way is the right way, but like I always looked at it as if you're in the stands and you're yelling at it, I always looked at it from like the zoo perspective. Like I don't like treating players like animals. To me, if you had like a one-on-one interaction with them and you was able to say something to them, I'm not mad at that. I just always, it was a little cringy for me to like see fans like say crazy shit like, oh, you deserve to die. Like I don't know.
Crazy. That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Stuff, no, that's taken it way too far.
Yeah,
you got to think about it. You heard? Did you hear some of the
No.
things that was said to Daniel Jones? Like when he was here,
Oh, yeah.
like, they were saying
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
stuff.
Look,
Like,
I'm sorry, TB. You triggered something, as my kids would say. You got me overstimulated. Pause.
Oh.
At the end of the game, at the end of the game last season, the Minnesota game, when Jones was leaving the stadium, they was booing him. They was telling him, "Give me $1 million. I know I've earned it. What about you?" I'm like, "Are you?" I mean, and he's walking by other players, signing autographs, stopping with the fans, taking pictures. And here's one of the highest paid players. Okay, yeah, he didn't perform well. You know, he threw a pick at the 5-yard line or whatever yard line it was. But as a human, like you said, Dash, as a human aspect of it, my heart went out to him.
It's different, man, because just think about it. When you go out of your way to be somewhere out of malice, you're just a different person. Yeah. Like I'm gonna, he's gonna be here at the end. I'm gonna go here and give him a piece of my mind. Like that's way too much. I might as well I'll just be mad and go to my car and sit in this traffic and be miserable. Right. I'm not gonna go and tell somebody they a piece of shit to their face for what.
Like I'm saying, like when Drew was talking about Dash,
not the team.
Hypothetically, you know, I would tell Drew to stop, and then he would just keep going.
I would, but he would say it.
You know, he would just, again, hypothetically. You know, hypothetically.
Yeah. You know what I think the problem is as a Giant fan is I feel like the only time the Giants actually listen is when the Giants can't get away from the fan reaction. Whether it's
that is true though. That is true.
Not showing up. So listen, if there just happens to be a tall, handsome, drunk guy in my section every time I go to a game is yelling to fire people, it is what it is. Okay.
You know, I want to say this, man, because I got to go pick up my son in a second. I'll say this though. You know what disappoints me though is our home game. We've been horrible for a long time.
I was about to say it, Dash.
Go ahead, Dash.
We've been horrible for a long time. I understand
hold on,
that.
Let me get you a close up. Go ahead.
So like we've been horrible for a long time. But for our guys, especially the new guys, for them to be at a home game and got to go to a silent count, or to be at a home game and the other team's colors are dominant in the crowd, we can't have that, man. We can't have that. Yes. And I know season ticket holders, they say, you know what, I'm just going to sell my ticket. Sell your ticket to Giants fans. Sell it to a Giants.
No, there's no box to click on StubHub.
But hold on. But also
unless
instead
you
of
live
that,
in Dallas, unless you live in Dallas, if you want.
Oh yeah, well there you go. But also this, man, like if like just think about how many schools you can go to, how many football teams that will have a player that want to go to a game. You can do that unless you're just trying to sell it for cheaper. You don't have to sell to the highest Green Bay Packer fan or the highest paying San Francisco 49. It's embarrassing to me.
There was way too many 49ers.
I'm gonna play cap
and Green Bay.
But Dash, I want to say this to your point though. if
y'all
I
are on the
can,
other side
man.
of the damn country. Why are y'all in Jersey?
Say what?
So Dash, what I want to say to your point, maybe that's exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah, but this
Giants season ticket holders need to sell their tickets to the opposing teams. That
you
way,
know what they need.
ownership gets the message that the
Nah,
fans are tired of the product that we
I
have
got the
been given, and to do
I get the
something different.
and I am gonna leave at this. I got the ultimate thing of what you do. Don't sell a ticket at all. Don't give that seat to anybody. Just leave it. Just leave it empty.
Empty
Mm,
seats.
Empty
mm-hmm.
seats.
Yep.
Empty
Because guess
seats
what?
are
Every
worse than having the other team
exactly. Because
eat
guess what?
there.
Because they still paying for parking. They still paying for concessions, even though they're wearing a different jersey. So just don't sell it.
I want the couple
Make the
$100.
statement.
That's the problem.
I know. Well,
I'm
capitalism.
cheap.
It's America. I understand.
I'm
What was
cheap.
Hey Dash,
If,
let
King,
me
right?
hear it one
Don
time.
King?
ownership came to a game,
I don't want your son standing out in the rain and it's our fault. What you got? Give me it.
Oh, I'm always just waiting like 15 minutes extra anyway for him anyway. I try to get there early that way, just in case he get let out early. But man, shout out to everybody that's here. Giants got the Detroit Lions this week. I know you're gonna talk about it on Thursday. I'll see if I can join on Thursday. But man, yeah, but I'm hoping that Shane Bowen is going at some point in time. It's not going to be this week. We got the Lions coming in. They might drop 50 on us. In all honesty,
Well, we're going to Detroit.
the inside. It's the Lions. This, that, and third, whatever. But I appreciate. Listen, this is a safe place for Giants fans. Sneaky, I appreciate what you're doing. It's a great community. Shout out to my man Drew. We had a fantastic conversation. I don't know if you had that conversation with Sneaky yet.
We'll be talking
Sneaky?
tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, everybody, fantastic thing that Drew created. But man, everybody stay up, everybody stay safe, and see you guys Thursday or whatever day I get a chance to see you guys, man. God bless. Let's go Giants. Ow!
Sorry to talk to
Hey,
you.
Dash, I'm so glad we were able to suck you in this. I'm so glad.
Whoa,
wait,
whoa,
Oh,
Okay,
that's a good pause.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
I'm gonna say pause and no Diddy at the same time.
Yeah, all of it.
Have a good
All
night.
of it. All right, have a good one, fellas.
The over under, by the way, the over under on the Giants Lions game, I had to look it up real quick. 49.5.
49.5?
Yeah.
I believe. I'm sorry, Drew. That was
Like,
all right.
49.5. Time. It's time. We're going for it. We're going for
Dropping
it.
it.
Let's go.
Whoa.
We're going for the
Now,
over.
one other thing I want to say about Bowen being fired, right? The offense this year has been consistently scoring 20 points or more. The offense has put us in games to where we could win. Right? Because last year, I think we only saw 20 points maybe once or twice. Right? This year we're getting it. This year we're getting it just about every game. The only thing that's stopping us from winning is the defensive play calling and the play on the field. So this is an indictment on Shane and even Dabo. If you can't see that the offense has improved, even if you want to say by the smallest minute bit of improvement, and you're in games to win, because last year Mara said he wanted us to be competitive. Well, we are competitive. The offense is very much competitive, but now the defense can't stop anything. Like, we play good for 3 quarters, but as soon as the fourth quarter come, then they give up the draws faster than a $2 prostitute.
Faster than a cookie being dipped in milk.
So as of right now, offensively we're ranked point wise 23rd and yardage 15. However, our defense is ranked 29th in yardage and in points.
Now, I will say that, though. Keep in mind, that includes the 3 games.
And what was the...
Granted, the Cowboys was a lot of points, but there was like no points against the Commanders or the Chiefs.
Yeah, a bunch given up to Denver.
And what was those rankings last year, Sneaky?
Well,
Offense and defense. What was those rankings last year?
We were 31st in points, 30th in yards. Defensively, we were 21st in points and 24th in yards. So there is some minor offensive.
So basically, we just flipped.
And then our defensive efforts have dropped.
Yeah, well, our offense has actually dropped the last couple of weeks. That's not really being talked about. We're averaging 21 points a game the last 4 weeks.
So, let me be point blank. I don't think the defense actually wants to play for Shane Bowen.
No.
Like,
and you know what sucks too is the fact that, and I'm glad Kurtz is not here. I'll say this: I like Kurtz. I have no issues with him. He respects the show, but I'm glad he's not here because this is one of those arguments that he could have that we can't really defend because, and Ant, I don't know if you're still listening, on paper, this defense should be a top 5 defense. I mean, well, hold on. I mean, that the potential was there in the beginning of the season because
when healthy, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing them, what we call them, the fearsome, not the fearsome foursomes, but they had some nickname in the beginning of the season where they were all going to be meeting at the quarterback. But I think, although the argument could be that could be a coaching issue now that I say that out loud.
Well, here's the thing about it, right, Sneaky? If you look at how we're getting beat in the run game, and we're getting slaughtered in short to intermediate passes.
Right.
Short to intermediate passes because the DBs aren't in a position to stop short to intermediate passes. That's coaching and scheme, right? But when you're getting constantly beat by short and intermediate passes, that negates your pass rush.
Yep.
Right.
And another thing, and to your point, Casey,
we signed a big money safety. It was coming off a really bad season in Javon Holland. We signed a big money corner that literally had broken his leg the year before. Like we weren't sure what kind of condition he was going to be 100%. Other than that, we were counting on everybody that we had last year, except we added Abdul Carter.
And then wasn't Bowen hired because of his run defense numbers to stop the run?
He at 5th grade, which that pissed me off even more. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I can't wait for Hard Knocks in a couple weeks, though. Ooh.
Oh God.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what. Now
because we really about to see how dysfunctional it is.
We're at a good point right now. Jalen, go ahead and give us your final thoughts. You got 30 seconds. What you got?
Okay. Well, hopefully the Lions do whatever they want, and then hopefully that will light a fire under Joe Schoen for him to say, "Hey, Shane Bowen, come here. You're fired. Get out." But in all seriousness, I'm just really hopeful that for the rest of the season, we can still, at the very least, look competitive. And if we get a top draft pick, we could draft for need. But,
trade down.
Well, we could trade down. Or we could do...
Well, we'll talk about the draft later. Yeah.
My bad.
It's November.
Well, you might as well talk about it now. That's where we're at.
Basically.
Go ahead, Jalen. You got 5 seconds left.
Okay, but still. It's like I'm hopeful that we're competitive for the rest of the season, and I'm really hoping that Brian Burns continues his very good campaign despite everything that's gone wrong this season.
Yep.
And Jackson Dart, too.
I appreciate you, man. Let me hear one time.
All right. Let's go, Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. Daryl, what you got, man?
I think Jackson Dart needs to sit out one more week. Don't even let him play against Detroit. Don't put him in there. Don't let him get hurt. That's exactly what's going to happen. So just let him sit out one more week. And just watch another fourth quarter meltdown. Let's go, Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, Daryl. Casey, what you got, man?
Well, I don't think there's going to be a fourth quarter meltdown because I don't think we're going to be in the game in the fourth quarter. Look, Detroit is tough. I don't know if you watched them this year, but they are tough. And once they start running down the Giants' throat, I don't know if the defense is going to be up for that task. Would I like to see it? Absolutely. I'd love to see them come out and actually play football the way I know that they can. But I don't expect it to happen. Like I said, I really don't think they want to play for Shane Bowen. And they're sort of quiet quitting out there because I feel like that's the only way you can really explain why or how they are playing so badly with the talent that they have on that defense. I get that there's injuries. Every team deals with injuries. This is beyond an injury thing. But I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to yell, and I'm still going to be mad. But let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. Have a good night. Sully, what you got, man?
Man, I really honestly don't know where to begin. I'm still on the train of firing Bowen, firing Shane, clean house again. Keep Carmen Brasillo because the offensive line has been playing better. But we need to get somebody in that actually has a pair of nuts to do what needs to be done to make this organization successful again. We need a GM that will draft good players that fit the organization and what we're trying to do, but also has the wherewithal to know that if that player isn't working out or they're not producing up to your desired standards, trade them away and get some value out of them rather than letting them sit on the roster, collecting a paycheck, not contributing to the squad, and then they leave and we get nothing for them.
Facts.
I'm tired of seeing, and this goes to coaching, right? I'm tired of seeing players come to the organization and they're mediocre at best, but then they move on in their career, they go somewhere else and they become stars. Again, that goes back to coaching. If you coach them up and put them in positions to succeed and to win, not only do you look better, but you make the rest of the organization look better. I would love to be able to say that the Giants have reclaimed that status of being the beast in the East. I said it before. I still believe the Empire will rise again. Unfortunately, it's not this season.
Yeah.
I had high hopes for the season because remember, Sneaky, I said I think with the roster that we had on paper, I believe that we could have went 11-7. Hell, we probably could have went 13-4 if Bowen, knew how to close out a fourth quarter game when we have the lead. But if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk right now.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm as far as this next week's game, and I know we're gonna get more into it on Thursday. I just hope that we can still be competitive, and hopefully we can pull a W out our rear ends and be able to celebrate, even though it'll be kind of bittersweet because it's like, why couldn't we have done this earlier in the season and string some wins together and actually be playing, like you said, Sneaky, many a times, meaningful football in November and December and in January. We should not, this is another year that we should not be getting ready to talk about who our draft picks are. We shouldn't even have to really be talking about who our coach is or who our GM is going to be, who our offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator is going to be. We have pieces, but unfortunately, we don't have the right coaches to put those pieces together to make it a masterpiece.
Yep. All right, man. Let me hear one time, fam.
One time, I'm gonna say this: it's always Big Blue, ride or die till the day I die. Let's go Giants! Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. TP, man, what you got? What's on your chest?
Well, I think Sully stole my time there, so I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna just say, good,
Hey,
good
I
conversation,
love the
fellas.
passion. I couldn't. I was loving the passion. I couldn't intervene, but go ahead, man. What you got?
Oh, man, I look up to the Lions. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, Coach Dan Campbell is what I wish we had on this side of things, man. But y'all know I work with a lot of Lions fans, so it's gonna be a week. It's gonna be a week for sure. But good conversation, man. Nice chopping it up with y'all. Let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. Drew, what you got, man?
Nothing positive as usual.
Okay. You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
I'm expecting flat out to get slaughtered on Sunday. This is one of the elite teams in the NFL right now. We are just far from it. The biggest thing I'm just really curious about as a Giants fan is how do they use Jackson Dart now with Dable out of the way? How do they use Jackson Dart to the conversations as far as him being better about not taking hits that he doesn't have to? And that's probably my biggest thing to watch in this game.
All right, let me hear it one time.
Let's go Giants. Ow!
And I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yep.
Later. I'm going to give a shout out to the panel. Like I said about Sully, I want to say that to everybody that jumped on the panel, that was in the chat. Look, we're passionate fans. And, we bear a sense of responsibility and ownership of this team, even though realistically we don't own anything of this team. But we're dedicated to the blue. And we do this because we love this team. We want to represent what this team represents, or I hate to say it, represented the winning culture that we had with Phil Simms, Eli. Hell, I'll even throw in Kerry Collins. And a lot of us, we miss those days. Kind of goes back to that whole meme. I wish someone told us that we were in the good old days when we were there. Because I wish we were. I miss watching Lawrence Taylor single-handedly beat the Detroit Lions. I miss watching Phil Simms throw those TD passes to Byron Williams. I miss watching, Amani Toomer catching winning TD passes from Kent Graham, Danny Cannell, Ike Hilliard doing a seam route in the NFC Championship game. I want to get back to those days. And I didn't even bring up Jesse Armstead running a pick six back to win the game in overtime against the Cardinals. Victor Cruz splitting the DBs of the New York Jets to win the game. Jason Sehorn with that acrobatic front flip tip pick six in the divisional round. I mean, there's so much history on this team that I can remember. That's not even the all-time history. I didn't even mention the helmet catch. And I'm not going to mention the Beckham catch, even though I did, because we lost the game. I'm talking about the winning side of things. Oh, how can I forget about the TD Phil Simms touchdown passes to Mark Bavaro? God, dog. Oh my God, Sterling Shepard. Yes. There's a reason why we say we ride or die with the Giants. I got this panel showing up week in and week out expressing their displeasures of this team because of what we're used to seeing, because of the standard that the Giants set for us in the good old days. And the reason why we show up every week is the same reason why the fans show up to the stadiums. The reason why we watch the games every Sunday, even though they're almost 11 point. They're given, we're 11 point. It's like 10.5 underdogs this week against Detroit. What? Oh my God, Jeremy Shockey. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe I didn't mention Eli throwing, or Kerry Collins throwing that TD pass to Jeremy Shockey over Dawkins. Anyway, I could go on and on about the winning culture that we had, and I do mean had. Because of that, that just makes me hold on to the hope that someday we'll get back there. I just keep thinking, hell, if the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs could win the World, and the Red Sox can win the World Series, damn it, we got a chance. May not be this year, but we got a chance. To all the Giant fans out there, hang in there. Hang in there. Just know you're not alone. I'm there with you. This panel that was on this show, we're there with you. Week in and week out. We'll be there. And I will say this. I will say this. The moment, if there's ever a moment that I give up, I'm not even going to finish the statement because that's not even going to happen. But guys, just know that you're not alone. God, it's sad to say that. You're not. Where's Michael? Where's Michael Jackson when you need him? You are not alone. I am here with you. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for that. I want to thank the panel for showing up. Dash, thanks for coming on. Drew, Casey, Jalen, Sully, Daryl, TP, Ant, Corbin, although I know you were flicking in and out. You're in Alaska. Don't have good Wi-Fi. I get it. Mark D. You know who you are. I really do appreciate y'all. Because you show me, even when you don't come on the show, you show me that you care about this team. You want this team to be successful. And damn it, one day we will. I want to leave y'all with this. We'll be back. We'll be back. Keep your damn hands to yourself. Make someone smile. And let's go Giants. Ow!
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go Giants.